Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sid.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 15, Decision Day, Alexis and Justin. Justin could just go ahead and gas his car up and drive the 17 hours to pick up Maya. Because it is over. And I can't blame anybody but him. This was the epitome of shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, definitely. Right. He just couldn't take yes.
No, he wasn't going to take yes for an answer.
Yeah.
And it's good. Ultimately, I feel like that needed to happen.
Yeah.
But it was just a shame. And if he looks at it, back at the tape, he'll see like that was a lot.
It was.
It was a lot.
It was exhausting.
Yes.
It to continue right after you hear a yes on decision day. To actually get the yes that you were asking for. You were asking for more time, so she said, I'm committed to time. I mean, what? I don't get it.
Let's just get into how it went. Pastor Cal opened up before the couple came in. He was talking about his concern that Justin was overly emotional and that Alexis needed an alpha man, which we have been talking about since probably week 1.
Yes.
Captain Obvious comes in the 8th week and says she needs an alpha man.
Yeah, but also in one of our earlier videos, we said that Pastor Cal should pull him aside and try to help him come into his masculinity a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely called that. But I don't think anybody can do that for you. You know, he's got to find that masculine edge himself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Alexis says for her end that Justin is sweet, which we all think Justin's a nice guy. Not necessarily a good guy, not necessarily a great guy, and certainly not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But he's a nice guy. She recognizes that, but she says that she's draining. It's draining. The relationship is draining.
Yeah.
And I get it because they have these arguments that really go nowhere.
Yeah.
His communication style hasn't changed much. And the thing that she most wanted him to change was this whole getting in his head, having these thoughts and these conversations with himself in his head, and then acting on it without ever really expressing his feelings. He's just acting on his own feelings and not sharing them with her. And I think as we go further, we'll see a very clear example of that happening.
True that.
Justin said for his end that Alexis let him give his dog away.
Yes.
And that was selfish. Yes. Because she was still unsure.
We did a video on it.
We did. We talked about that at length. And again, I don't think it was about her letting him.
Yeah.
If he came to her and had the conversation, which we know didn't happen because he would have said that it happened. Yeah. If he said, listen, if it's a yes for you, I'm going to go ahead and give Maya to my friend. But if it's not, if you're questioning it, if you have second thoughts, then I'm going to wait until after decision day. If he had that adult, mature conversation with her and then she let him give the dog away, then she would have just been lying to his face.
Yeah.
But he didn't give her that option. He did what he did and he made an assumption. And again, we know what happens when you make assumptions.
Yeah, I get it. I do get it. But let me repeat myself just for one more again, because this is probably the last time I'm going to get a chance to repeat myself. I do get it. Yes, he should have had that conversation beforehand. I will say that. However, without having a conversation and she still let him give the dog away when she was on the fence or maybe thinking no or whatever, then I think it would have been a little bit better for her too. I think she could have stepped forward and be like, wait a minute. Slow up on giving your dog away, bro. We haven't made it past the 8 weeks. So
she could have done that. It wasn't her obligation. She brings up to him that he threw it in her face, and he admitted it. He said, "Yes, I did throw it in your face." And that demonstrates that manipulative behavior that we've been talking about. He's even willing to admit, I kept bringing it up a lot because it was a big deal to me. Okay, but you can't manipulate somebody's yes or their no. With a decision that you made. That's your decision and you have to live with it. So
I get that too. I just I'm my gray area is very thin. It's either right or wrong. So I just thought it was wrong. She should have said something. And he should have said something. They both was wrong.
He had the primary responsibility. Anyway, we move along to them sitting down with each other. And Justin, I think, trying to make sure he's putting his last bid in my opinion, for her to say yes by saying he had this revelation or epiphany that he was living in his head. And without her specifically, he wouldn't have been able to recognize that and I guess come to terms and change it. Because he knows that that's a point that she wants to be addressed with him. Now, for her end, prior in either the episode before or 2 episodes before, she has said, hey, like, if this is a change that he's making, I'm going to allow him to make it, you know, and give him more time. So I think, like I said, that's a bid for him to say, hey, see, this is a change. I'm making this change. I'm making it because of you. Give me my time. Pastor Cal addressed their intimacy with one another.
That he did.
And I just wanted to facepalm because once again, like Pastor Cal asked, how was it? And Justin is like, oh, it's been great. It's been fun. And Alexis is like, it needs work. Had he not learned? This is the thing with him. Like, it just, his wheels don't turn as fast as they need to. Because if he thought he had been embarrassed and humiliated and they talked about or whatever, why are you still saying this like it was a 10 and she's giving you every indication that it was a 2?
Okay, well, first of all, why she gotta say that it needed work? Why she gotta say that?
Did she have to lie?
She had to say anything. He said it was. Pastor
Cal asked the question.
He asked Justin.
He asked them both.
She didn't have to throw it in there that it's all bad. She telling the whole world that it's all bad. She didn't have to do that.
Well, he shouldn't have tried to tell the whole world that it was all good because it obviously was not.
It was good to him.
Now who's selfish? Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what happened next?
So they move on to making their decision. I felt like Dr. Pepper just cut right to it and was like, all right, well, what's your decision? And Justin, you know, he's spilling his, you know, he's giving his little spiel. You know, she compliments him in so many ways. And ultimately his answer is yes, he wants to stay married to her, which everybody knew was going to be said. So it wasn't a big deal. For Alexis, though, we were surprised. I was sitting there like, oh my gosh, I was wrong. I was so wrong. Because she starts off with her sheet of paper that she has to like unfold and open. And I thought it was going to roll out like a CVS receipt. But, you know, she said she had wrote some things down and that she thought she had seen enough, basically, of the negativity from him, various things. And she said throughout the course of the last few weeks, like, when is enough enough? And up until the last moment when she decided that it would be a yes for her, she says, I thought it was enough for her. She said that there were times when she really struggled to see the positive. And she decided that the best way for her to move forward was to confront her fears and be committed to the process or beyond the process. She said she couldn't give him a forever yes, but she was saying yes to more time.
Which is what he asked for. He
did ask for more time. But I think what Justin wants, and I don't think it's an unfair want or need, is a full-on commitment.
Yes.
He wants to feel like she is as into him as he is into her.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he's not going to get that because it's not the case.
No. Well, my thing is don't ask for this time thing. If you really want the full on yes and the full commitment, don't throw it out there with just give me just the time and then you get the time. But no, I want the full on commitment.
But that's because he's a manipulator. He may not know that he's a manipulator. He may not be trying to be too malicious, but that's a foot in the door technique. Like, you haven't said no, so it's a yes. And with this yes, I'm going to like wiggle my way into where I want to be, you know, just like with me giving away my dog, I'm gonna wiggle my way up to a yes. He's just trying to nickel and dime his way to where it is that he wants to be. Unfortunately, he's asking for immediate assurance, immediate reassurance from her. Right after they say yes, I will give this to you. Alexis does look less than happy, maybe, with her decision. And so I understand where his question mark is, because you expect for people to say yes at decision day, and then it's almost like a brand new wedding day. Because they're so excited. They made it through this process. They've both chosen each other. And that's not the vibe that you get when they're walking away from the couch. Yeah. Right? No. So... No. When they walk off, then Justin is like, well, you chose me. and that was already cringeworthy to me. And she's like, yes, I did. Like, what are you trying to say? She's like, I still need time. And he's like, well, so what does the yes mean to you? And she said, I said yes to time. Yes.
Which again is what he asked for.
Right. She says, we're going to restart, but we still have to remember where we've come from, basically. And so that we don't go back to the same thing. And what did he do? He went back to the same thing. But I understand throughout this process, he hasn't gotten a whole lot of anything really from her. Yeah. I mean, she did say she loves him. Yeah. But I don't think he ever got a I'm really in love with you, or he didn't get a genuine I'm in love with you from her, and he never felt that throughout the process. It's been a lot of negative. It's been a lot of he needs to change himself and who he is, and he's had a lot of insecure moments with her. So right after the decision, he's trying to get that security, and he's doing nothing but pissing her off. Yeah. I mean, it was pissing me off just a while. I was like, oh, God, shut up. Please, can you be quiet?
Well, when you're insecure, you are going to do things that are insecure. You're going to sound insecure. And that whole conversation, my goodness, it was cringeworthy and very difficult to listen to. Yeah. Because here it is. 8 weeks in, she has just told you exactly what you wanted her to hear. No, not exactly what he wanted to hear, but enough of what he wanted to hear. At least that's what he was saying.
What he asked for.
And so here it is. He's still insecure. And she's probably wondering, how much do I need to affirm you at this particular point? I could have rolled in here. I could have been like, here's your ring, and I'm bouncing. She could have went that route with it, but she didn't. She read her little note. And you know what? I gotta say that I was wrong, because last week when I saw that little note, the little piece of paper that she unrolled on the preview, I thought she was about to read him well. I was like,
she's gonna smack him in the forehead with that.
Damn. And so I'm thinking she about to get him, and she didn't get him. So I'm gonna give Alexis. Oh, this is hurting me so bad.
Again.
I'm gonna give Alexis some credit, because I misjudged her, because I really thought that she was gonna smack him in the face with, you're weak, you're punk, you cry all the time. I thought she was really gonna get him, and she didn't. So hey, it's out there now. I apologize.
Yeah. So what do you think was her reason for saying yes in that moment?
I think, you know what? That's hard to answer. Because obviously she had all of these issues. Maybe she was just like, hey, maybe he's not as bad as I'm making him out to be. Maybe he's not as emotional as I thought he was. He asking for some time. It was just 8 weeks. Let me give him an additional 8 weeks and see where we kind of fall. I think that's probably was what it was, because as he was saying, we just don't have enough time. This is not enough time for me to show you everything that I want to show you. I'm working on this and I'm working on that, and you're gonna miss it because the 8 weeks isn't enough.
So she took him at his word.
Yes,
and she was not being completely selfish, like a lot of us have accused her of being.
Not completely selfish.
At various points throughout the season, we've called her selfish. despite what some of our viewers may think, I have not been a huge Alexis fan. I've just maybe been less of a Justin fan. I'm not sure. I'm kind of equal. Like, both of them rubbed me the wrong way and for different reasons.
Yeah.
But I would like to give her credit as well, because I didn't think there was any way on the planet that she was going to give him a yes, even a temporary yes. I didn't. I thought she was done. She felt like she did everything she needed to do, or she was going to check out of this situation when she had an easy out.
Yeah.
She didn't take that easy out, and I want to give her respect and credit for that.
Yeah. And just for the record, my wife is not if y'all can hear some of the stuff when this thing is, when the camera's not rolling, she is not an Alexis fan. She just tries to give a balanced argument.
I be trying hard.
And so do I. I do try. I just fail a little bit more than what she does. Because Alexis has rubbed me the wrong way, and I just gonna let everybody know. But I gotta give her credit where credit is due.
So Justin said something, that I feel like, again, would have rubbed me the wrong way. He said, you're making it like, you're choosing me as a privilege. So again, he's trying to not hold her high on a pedestal and him be like this pawn, and she's just not, she's not even processing, I don't think, what he's saying, because she's so off put by the whole conversation. She's just like, give me space. Like, I just did this and you giving me every single reason to second guess it. But he's trying to pin her down almost and make her say that. He's like, do you regret saying yes? Or, are you having second thoughts about it? And she's like, well, I'm a logical person. Like, I didn't just say that off of emotion. I made my choice.
Yeah, but which is kind of a dig. It was a dig.
To say that he was not logical?
Yes, he's emotional.
But he is.
He is.
It's a fact. That ain't a dig.
It was still a dig.
If you don't want to be dug at for something that is factually your personality trait, then you can't show that personality trait.
Well, maybe not. But it was still a dig. So it's just like, because you even saw they put the camera on him real quick just to get his reaction to him being called emotional and overly emotional and all this, but it was a dig. Everybody knows it was a dig.
A spade is a spade, baby. Like, she just called it like she see it.
Yeah, she called it.
And she didn't even say about him. She said what she was. She didn't even call him emotional.
I heard it.
So, anyway, guys, the biggest part of this whole thing is that for the first time in Married at First Sight history, we got a yes and a no from the same couple in the same day. As the couples all meet up and have their conversations, they're just, the vibe between Alexis and Justin is real bad. Everybody speaks up about what they did. Even Ben and Morgan talk before Alexis and Justin have a chance to speak. And then Justin says how and why he said yes at decision day. And when he turns it over for Alexis to speak, she talks about how they had this huge argument not 20 minutes after their decision. And she's still trying to process where she is with it. They had cut to a couple of confessionals, so I don't know exactly the sequence of events. Yeah. Like, if it happened, as they were sitting down or as they were standing up, but kind of as a knee-jerk seeming reaction to Justin still pressing at her, like where she is, where she stands, what's her decision now? And the producer's asking her, what is her decision right now? She says, we're done. So it's a no. So it's a divorce at that point. And yeah, I don't know. It was like kind of a record scratch mode. We were like, oh, all right. Well, there it is. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't disappointed because that's what I wanted the ultimate result to be, but it was kind of like harsh that it came out that way.
It was. Well, you know what? You and I both said that this couple was going to say no. Yeah. And so we took the long way around the barn to get that noted.
I feel like we were still right. Because it was in the same day.
It was. We still got that no. And it's not unfortunate. It is definitely was a necessary no. And I'm
an inevitable no.
Yes. And I'm going to put it to you like this, because I love marriage. I believe in marriage. I believe it is a healthy union between a whole woman and a whole man. Justin particularly it is not just because he's emotional that I'm going to say that he's not a whole man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a whole man because of all of the insecurities wrapped up in all of that emotion that he has. And he's going to have to, whatever is at the nucleus of that, he's going to have to deal with it and get over it, get past it, get healed. Because, man, all of that back and forth, all of that uncertainty that you have, it is unhealthy and it's dysfunctional. And it was just like wearing me out just watching it. And to be truthful, I was dating someone at one time that was kind of like that. And so I was like, oh, he reminds me of her. And it was nerve-wracking to see that unfold, especially coming from a man. It's like, dude, I'm going to pray for you.
Yeah. Pray for him, pray for Maya. I think he'll get Maya back. I guess that's the win-win right there.
Yeah, he gets his dog back.
I think so. Mm-hmm. Hopefully his friend is like, nope, I'm keeping it. That would be sad. No, but I think he'll have no problem going and getting Maya back. Mm-hmm. And I hope Alexis grew from the situation. I'm glad, honestly, that she didn't subject herself to something that she knows good and well in her heart of hearts she wouldn't have been happy with either. Mm-hmm. She would have further torn herself down and Justin in the process. Yeah. They're both at a point where I think it's a good time for them to like build themselves back up, learn what makes them happy, maybe go through some counseling and move on to healthier relationships. This just wasn't it.
Yeah, no, not by a long shot.
No.
Not by a long shot. And I'm not sure if you're going to get to it, but let me say this because when Alexis at the end, when she apologizes, I give you the thumbs up. You know, she did. Throughout this whole process, I don't think she apologized once to him for anything. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was right on time, and I think it was very wholeheartedly that she apologized.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It was good.
A lot of respect to Alexis for this episode. Yeah, and this episode only. No. No, honestly, I did appreciate that she apologized to him about that because it probably came off even more harsh than what we perceived it to be on TV, and it seemed bad enough the way that we saw it. I know it was hurtful, but I think that he will realize some days or some weeks after that it was the best possible outcome. Because he was just going to keep on trying and being insecure. Her personality doesn't feed an insecure person. She's not an ego booster. No. He needs that. But what he needs more than that is to learn how to boost his own ego. Yeah. So that's a long time in the making. Yes. Anyway, guys, let us know what you guys think about it. If you think this was the right decision for them, were you surprised? Tell the truth. That they said yes at first, because we certainly were shocked that they said yes while sitting down. Yeah. I also shocked that they said no while standing up. So that was just interesting, and it is the first time for us, first time for everything. So drop those comments below, like, share, subscribe, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.